So yeah, I'm basically making my first YouTube video here. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I know you can make money posting YouTube videos and having it monetized. Um, but I don't know, probably like most other people, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it perfect. I watch videos on the best equipment to get to make a video. You know, think about how I'm going to set up bookshelves behind me and have certain books and this and that. And you're not going to start anything until you can do it perfectly, right? Then I just watched this guy on YouTube, and he basically talking about how much money he's making during these holiday seasons. YouTube gets paid by advertisers to put ads in people's YouTube videos, and then after you get 4,000 hours of viewing and 1,000 subscribers, you can apply to be monetized, and then you get 45% of that revenue. Well, I wouldn't say the whole revenue, but you're supposed to get 40. He said 45% of what they get paid for that ad. Not sure how much that equates to, but yeah. So I basically just kicked on my phone, sitting here on my couch at home, and making this video, my first video. It's only been 1 minute and 51 seconds. Um, yeah. I don't know how many of you out there sit around thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I see older people on there talking about it. Start a YouTube channel now. People are interested in hearing what you got to say. If you have experiences to share, your knowledge, post about what you do at work. So I'm starting this little YouTube channel, making this first video just to explain that all I did was just ran to the bathroom, combed my hair a little bit, sat down on my couch, and put it on my phone video with its a cracked screen and everything. Need to get a new one. But I'm recording this video to show myself more than anything that the main thing is to just do it. Get started. It doesn't matter what kind of phone you got. If it's got a camera, you don't have to get any updated state-of-the-art equipment to make a YouTube video. I'm proving this to myself right now. We'll see after I get done recording this video. And replay it, and I'm not going to edit it. But yeah, I want to make YouTube videos about different subjects, personal finance, investing, um, saving, brokerage account, managing your budget, your financial budget, because I come from a poor background. Um, I struggled through life going through foster homes and youth homes and juvenile penitentiary and county jails, adult penitentiaries, probation and parole. Habitually drinking alcohol as a pastime. That's what I did. I worked and went to bars after work. And over the years, I guess consequences add up. OWIs. It took 6 of them, 6 OWIs, and I don't know what, from the age of 12 or 13, I think I started drinking. And you make foolish decisions. You do stupid stuff, on alcohol. Um, didn't have much. I guess the adults that I was raised by didn't have the structure in their childhood or their bringing up to pass it on to me. So I basically kind of as I learned as I went, you know. Um, and yeah, so I got sober in October of 2015. It's been 9 years. Um, I I had to go through that whole. I didn't have a vehicle. I had to get a vehicle. Found one cheap. I'm an automotive technician, master certified by trade. It's not what I do for work right now, but anyway, I got sober in 2015. Took me 6 years to graduate a 2-year technical program at the community college here. Um, just because I was making poor choices in life. Now, I got sober because I was tired of being where I was at in life. I started to put some value on where I was headed in life. And to be honest with you, I didn't feel like going back to prison for that 6 OWI anyway. And sometimes you just gotta make changes. I attempted to quit many, many times. But when you go back to the same environment, around the same people, and you don't address your thinking, because basically it's like programmable logic. In a certain situation, a certain action occurs. And if you don't pay attention to your thoughts that you're thinking and stop yourself and say, hold on, wait. Why did I just even think that thought? But you have to take a different action from your thoughts. Basically, there's a belief window that you see the world through. Your belief window is something that you have learned from the ideals and opinions and practices of the adults you grew up with, the friends you hung around with. It all seeped into your brain, gave you a way that you view the world. Basically, you started to believe stuff that you never questioned if it was even true or not. So once I started to the many times of trying to get sober, I realized I had to change my thinking. You know, my thoughts create feelings. Those feelings make me act in a certain way, and it was usually not it was usually a self-defeating way. Um, yeah, right after I decided to quit drinking again for the last time. I don't know, a couple of months had went by, and all the people that I usually am doing things with all hopped on their motorcycles or whatnot and all left out to go do things. And nice sunny day, I was all by myself. And I got cleaned up, put on some new duds. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to the bar over here and play the gambling machine and have one drink. Get cleaned up, and I'm walking over there because I didn't have a vehicle because I made such poor decisions. I rode bikes or whatever. I didn't have a license anyway. I'm way over there. I'm telling myself, you don't need to go over here. No, you don't go over here. You've been doing good for the last couple of months. Combating myself all the way over there. Got to that bar and I was like, I'm going to go to the next one. there's a couple blocks up. I'm just gonna go up there and go to that one. Get up there by that one. I'm like, nah. I'm just gonna go to the gas station and grab some beer and take it back. And get to the gas station. I'm standing over there, looking at the beer. Wandered over to the Monster Coffee energy drinks, and grabbed a couple of those. Headed out the gas station. You know, I was like, my adrenaline was kind of pumping, and I'm walking back, and I'm like, telling myself, wow, that was a battle. Really was a battle. But it's those little battles of making a different decision, battling your normal routine, your normal pattern of thinking, and making that right decision, that right action that finally tells your brain it's on a different, it starts making different connections. Um, you start to create a new pattern of thinking and acting. Um, so yeah, I kind of want to make videos about that, help other people, you know, share my experience, and it'll help some people. Some people it'll be irrelevant to. And got sober, ended up finishing 2 different college programs. You know, the automotive technician, which, like I said, it took me 6 years to do a 2-year program because I was working full time. I was blowing my money, partying, doing drugs and alcohol, you know, and yeah, did that. I even dropped out of that program for a semester and took on another welding and fabrication program for a full semester. So that's when I got sober, and I did that little walk past the bars into the gas station and ended up getting those coffee drinks. And it was after that that I decided to move out of town here, just a little bit out of town, stay with some people that were actually not partiers, not and sober, and they were sober and stuff like that. And I stayed there, and I was actually at a food pantry. And on the wall of the food pantry, it was this welding and metal fabrication program, and it was sponsored by some local manufacturers. It was between the college and a work smart network. And I seen that, got involved in that. So staying out of town in a different environment, a more positive environment, going 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to this program for a whole semester. I was actually going through the court process, fighting um, my 6th OWI. My lawyer used to come to the college and meet with me, and we kept putting off court dates until I graduated that program. And yeah, so I put myself in a different environment, gave myself something else to do. I finished that, graduated that, Dean's List. Um, uh, yeah, this is what, 2024. That was 9 years ago. Yeah, got through the welding and metal fabrication program, looking for some jobs. Got into, or was looking for a welding job, manufacturing job, you know. But I was fighting the drunk driving too. And so I had to end up going through a temporary agency and getting into a different job. It was an ice cream place, and I was running the fastest, biggest, most dangerous line in this ice cream plant, making popsicles. And yeah, I think it was mainly just popsicles. That's all I can remember. It was the popsicle, kosher popsicles. And I'm standing there and I'm loading these popsicle sticks in. I'm adjusting the flow rate of these different flavors and going into this bath and freezing, refilling the wrap roll, and it's coming out the other ends and putting them in boxes. And it was there. it was actually there when the programmable logic, um, what do you call it when they, not a euphemism, but when you compare it to something. So I was comparing that programmable logic about, okay, the fluid's getting dropped in here. Once it gets to that point, at that point, the machine knows, hey, it's got to put these popsicle sticks in, and it's going down, and it freezes the sticks. At that point, it drops them, and I'm like, at a certain point, certain parameter, certain condition, the computer program is it knows that if that certain thing happens, then this certain thing has to happen, and that's how throughout life. I learned that if certain thing happened, that it's just automatic that this is what you have to do. It you know, hard day at work, stressed out, and I'm going to the bar, right? And I was like, you know what? When I have a hard day at work, I'm stressed out, I can program myself to make a different decision. And yeah, so basically that's part of my story that I want to share those experiences. I want to share my journey through going from poverty to completely messing up my credit to repairing everything, making budgets, getting my financial life back in order. Um, yeah, basically being able to take care of myself and not basically homeless throughout my younger years. Because, like I said, I was in foster homes, a lot of foster homes when I was a kid. Became a ward of the state where they terminated my mom and my dad's parental rights. Um, Shortly after that, I ended up in juvenile prison for 5 years from the age of 14 to 19. Got out of there, they emancipated me from the state, all that good stuff, bad stuff, whatever. Just a normal guy that learned the wrong way to live and turned his whole life around. And I'm going to share those experiences. But this here, what I just did, is my very first YouTube video on my cracked up freaking phone, sitting on my couch. And I'm gonna end this video here, and you'll be watching this, and because I'm gonna see how this video goes, how the process of actually uploading this video, titling it, not gonna edit it. And this is be the proof that all you have to do is grab your phone, sit on record. Once I started talking, you know, you forget that you're talking to other people, and I'm sure I'll get better at articulating the points of what I'm trying to make these videos on. But I'm at 18 minutes and 50 seconds. So at 19 minutes, I'm going to cut this video. I'm going to post it. Thank you for watching. Um, there will be more videos to come. I'm just a real dude. Grew up poor. Been through some rough shit. And I will slowly articulate how I changed my life around. And I am financially secure. And I don't drink anymore. I take care of myself. Yeah, for most people that's just normal. But if you're like I was when I was growing up, these videos may help you. Thanks for watching. Obviously, you don't know if you want to subscribe or anything like that right now. But if you do like the video, just because it's a real dude sharing his real life, go ahead and like it. In later videos, I'll prompt people to subscribe and hit that notification bell, all that stuff that people do. Thanks for watching.